genetic roots that ultimately can manifest themselves in serial killing. But I'm reluctant to use language such as bad seed. I think that is too simplistic and doesn't recognize that often what we're dealing with here is very complex psychiatric disturbance and mental illness.
The theme of inherited evil would be brought into the spotlight.
Yeah, I was recording that. It's gonna be funny. I'm gonna laugh at that every time. He attacked my phone. That's what you heard. The thunking was his face hitting my phone.
Like Rhoda, the young girl from Wookiee, Jane Topin
Yeah, yeah,
had
I'm recording
inherited
it.
evil. Her father went insane, and so did an older sister. But unlike Rhoda, Jane's murderous ways did not come to full flower until she entered nursing school in 1885. It was here she learned the skills to become an angel of death as she moved effortlessly among the middle and upper classes as a private nurse. Skills she would use to poison 31 people with lethal injections.
He's just so random about it, too.
Two chemicals that offset the symptoms of each other.
There are a number of cases throughout history when serial killers inject people with drugs and kill them, this kind of silent killing. You don't hear gunshots. You don't hear the sounds of strangulation. You don't hear the sounds of stabbings.
Most serial killers are men. And the few serial killers who are women are not sexual sadists for the most part. There are, however, some women who are medical practitioners, nurses' aides, who decide to play God with the lives of their patients. They decide who lives and who dies, and it makes them feel powerful. They may not use sex as a vehicle for gaining a sense of control and dominance, but they do it by injecting a lethal dose of morphine as opium, or suffocating their patients with a pillow. It makes them feel so good. It makes them feel powerful and superior to their poor victims. And by taking the lives of their patients, they feel godly. And that's why they do it.
And when you interview the offender, you get this kind of cool, calm demeanor, suggesting that this individual isn't upset by the killings. And of course that's deeply disturbing to talk to someone who doesn't seem to be rattled by these remarkably heinous murders. And in my experience, in those cases, often what you're dealing with is somebody who manifests psychopathic qualities. Somebody who...
I like how they just kind of spring themselves, but still they're flat against... Gee, Junkie. That was random.
Rageful toward the world, toward individual people, and will often manifest the rage in killing others and destroying
Like little
lives.
furry frogs.
Born in Nora County in 1857, Jane was adopted at age 5 by a Boston family, the Topans, after
Right?
her father
What
went
did you say?
insane.
Like little furry frogs.
Later, one of Jane's sisters was also committed for insanity. Unlike most serial killers, Jane was a bright, cheerful child who learned quickly. At 19, she became betrothed, but was jilted at the altar by her fiancé. Strangely uncommunicative and even hostile after that,
Can't skip a
Jane
beat,
left
just
home
went back to
study
playing.
nursing. Once more, she excelled in her studies. Those supervisors were concerned about her fascination with autopsies. It was also during this time that her personality changed radically, becoming like two different people. Known as Jolly Jane to her bosses and clients, she was a teetotaler and jovial, often telling outrageous and amusing stories. But at night, she caroused in bars, drank beer, and denounced everyone at work. Jane passed her nursing exams in 1887, and for the next 14 years, she plied her trade of killing while pretending to be an angel of mercy. She was finally brought to justice in 1901 after she
If
killed
you
off
move,
the
they'll
entire
attack you. If
Davis
you don't
family
move, they attack each other.
in Massachusetts.
It's because they're having fun, Daddy.
At her trial, Jane described how she felt unattached to any of her victims. Yet clearly, she was sexually
What are you
aroused.
doing, Desire? You can't steal my bag.
Topaz even once described climbing into bed with one of her female victims, caressing and fondling her as she died, and, quote, watched with delight as she gasped her life out. Quote. Topaz was found not guilty by reason of insanity and spent the rest of her life in a mental hospital. She would taunt the hospital staff. Get some morphine, dearie, and we'll go out in the ward. Then she would add with a chilling smile, you and I will have a lot of fun seeing them die. She died in 1938. A bad scene to the end.
That was funny. I got the bulk of that on camera, too,
H.H.
so that's
Holmes and
good.
Jane Topaz is that they killed hundreds more than Jack the Ripper, yet they never terrorized the cities where they lived. In fact, they went out of their way to make certain that their killings never caused headlines. Newspapers blaring
she attacked
front-page
Kodo.
stories of cold-blooded murderers loose on big city streets would have been bad for the business of murder. And for both Holmes and Topaz, killing people was a business like any other.
I think that pissed her off. But you missed it. Coda jumped up on the bed and Desire started doing her crab bounce. It was really cute. I need to go and put my quesadilla in the fridge. I'll eat some cereal. I'll eat some cereal.
I put my fucking teeth back in.
For Cocoa Krispies?
Yeah.
Why do you have to have teeth for Cocoa
Just chew
Krispies?
it up.
They're Cocoa Krispies.
Yeah.
That's